Right, well, I'm head the science department, and I'm here to tell you all about the applied science courses that we run. First of all, I'll tell you a little bit about the department itself. The things that we're most proud of are, first of all, our excellent facilities. The laboratories are superb, really light, bright, spacious, modern rooms with lots of room to move around and get on with practical work, and they're all very well equipped, which is particularly important for a vocational course like the applied science. We are a very dedicated, friendly, approachable group of staff. We are a small department, and we do get to know you all individually very well. We have high expectations of our students, particularly because we are a science department. Student behaviour, particularly in laboratories, is obviously really important to us from a health and safety point of view, and it's something that runs through science in the workplace as well. Because we have high expectations of our students, we find that our students achieve really well, and they also get to some excellent progression routes, which I'll be talking to you about a bit later. In order to enable our students to get an informed decision about the routes that they might take after the course, we do encourage them to partake in a number of enrichment activities. Quite often students don't always have a good understanding of the different routes within science, and so we find it a good thing to broaden their horizons, to widen their understanding of science in the workplace, and then that again encourages them to achieve some outstanding outcomes. Next slide, please. Okay, so this is just an example of some of the activities and enrichments that we do in the department. All of these programmes here, we've had applied science students take part in. The New Scientist Live exhibition we went to last September. Unfortunately, I rather doubt it will take place this year, which is a shame. But that was a fantastic interactive exhibition which showcases all sorts of aspects of modern science and technology. The apprenticeship and higher education fair there, again, is useful for students in order to get an understanding of the different routes that they can take once they've completed the course. Other visits there are geared towards increasing students' understanding of science in the workplace and out in the environment as well. The Infuse project there, supported by York Against Cancer, is an excellent project which increases students' awareness of careers actually in scientific research. And the Realising Opportunities programme there is a programme which enables social mobility, so it helps to support students in realising the opportunities that they have ahead of them, such as, for example, going to university. So why choose applied science? Well, there are two different routes that we offer. There is the applied science course, which is a balance of the three different science disciplines. So you've got biology, chemistry and physics in there. Or the biomedical science route, which also contains aspects of those three disciplines, but there is more of an emphasis on biology. They are, in order to enter those courses, it's a standard level 3 entry criteria, which you need to fulfill. Basically, you need 5 GCSEs at grade 4, but also we would insist on a grade 4 in maths, because obviously science is quite a numerate subject. How does it differ from A-levels is a very common question that I get asked. Essentially, there's more emphasis on practical work and practical skills. So if it's the practical aspects of science that you love the most, then this is probably the course for you. Therefore, there is slightly less emphasis on the theoretical side of science, but it is still in there. It teaches you to be a very independent worker, both in terms of practical work, but also in study and doing assignment work. There are fewer exams because there is more emphasis on coursework. Well, in fact, in A-level sciences, there is no coursework at all, so it's quite a contrast. Fewer exams. The exams comprise about 40% of the assessment, total assessment, whereas coursework naturally provides you with 60%, so that's quite a difference to A-levels. You also have an opportunity to resit your exams. They are not terminal exams. These exams occur at 2 opportunities through the academic year, either in January or in the summer. And of course, you've got 2 years. It's a 2-year course. You've got 4 opportunities there to sit an exam. So that does give you the opportunity to resit. The style of exams is also very different. It's not the cramming that you have to do for A-levels, although there is some knowledge there that you need to take in there. But they're also designed to exercise your skills at understanding practical processes, evaluating data and analysing it as well, and also interpreting scientific reports as well. So quite different to A-level exams. So how do you choose between the 2 routes, the applied science and the biomedical science? Well, the first bit of good news is that you haven't got to make that decision until the end of year 1, because both courses are identical throughout year 1. And it is at this time of year that I would be asking you which route you intend to do in September. So the difference between them is that the biomedical science, as I already said, is more biology. So that tends to point students into careers more to do with health and biological sciences. Whereas the applied science is broader. There is more physics in it and less biology. Essentially, the 3 sciences are fairly equally represented in the applied science course. The advantage of that is, particularly if you're not sure what career you want to go into once you've completed the course, it does leave all those gates open to you. So it does, in fact, fulfil the requirements for most science careers and also university courses. Next slide, please. So student achievement and destinations now. As you can see there, 100% pass rate across both the routes there in 2019, and in fact that has been the case for several years. So extremely excellent pass rate there. There were no achievement gaps either with regard to gender, which is unusual for a science course because there does tend to be a bit of a gender gap in science generally. Also, there's no achievement gaps for disadvantaged students or for students with learning difficulties. And that really is the evidence there of the small department and the dedication of the staff there and ensuring that we give students every opportunity to achieve, regardless of any difficulties that they may be facing. 74% of our students on the applied science courses go on to higher education, and that is almost equal to the percentage that go into higher education on A-level. So that's quite an impressive figure for an applied course. Next slide, please. Right, and I just thought I would finish there by showing you some of the routes there that students take. Number of university courses there. What you'll notice is there are several Russell Group universities in that list. So it does illustrate that doing an applied science course doesn't necessarily, well, doesn't rule you out of applying to the those top 10% of universities that form the Russell Group. We've also had students go on to higher level apprenticeships, in some cases with some large and well-established companies. Also, for the higher education there, some choose to go into more vocational degree courses that then will lead on to, in the main, onto health science careers that you can see there. And in addition, of course, some students who are quite in the minority really, they do go on to just go straight into employment, whichever they feel suits them the best really, and whichever suits their particular skills and what they want to do for a career. Okay, well that sums that up. So yes, are there any questions then?
Thanks, Steph, that was great. So questions we have are, what are the benefits of doing core maths alongside science?
Yes, we do get our students to do core maths, and because science is quite a numerate subject area, then we find that it is a great benefit to them. One of the big benefits is that it does actually have UCAS points associated with it, so it does boost the students' applications to universities. And what we have found is, because not many colleges get students who are doing applied science to do core maths alongside it, then we find that it does give our students that edge on other applicants to science courses. Many science courses, particularly if you're looking more towards the physics side, do like to see a level 3 maths qualification in there as well. There used to be a certain amount of maths component to the old QCF route for applied science, which they did away with. And I think this, well, it more than fills that gap because it is a separate qualification. It's a great bonus to students applying both to university and going on to jobs and careers in science.
Brilliant, thank you. And somebody's asked, I want a career in medicine. Would I be able to do work experience in a hospital?
If you want to do, when you say, yeah, I'm not sure exactly what you mean by medicine there. We do work experience actually, and one of the things that we do, which is really excellent, is that the department has contacts with the Selby War Memorial Hospital, and we run a programme there, which is a 6-week shadowing experience. It would basically comprises one afternoon a week, and their students have gone along and they've set out an excellent programme for them, where they go and they have a taste of all the different departments and career prospects that there are, and all the different activities that go on at the Selby War Memorial Hospital. Everything from shadowing a consultant to you know, working with a podiatrist, for example. So yes, I think that answers that question.
Yeah, that sounds really good, thank you. And the final question is, how much time will I spend in college doing the course?
We generally work the timetable so that there is one day a week where you have what we call a study day. This reflects the nature of the course in the expectation that students do become good independent learners. There is a certain amount of time during the 4 days that you're in college to actually get on with independent work as well, but we also set aside that one day a week. That's particularly important when students are working on getting assignments done, for example. Okay.
That makes sense. Lovely. Thanks, Deb. That's all the questions.
Okay, thank you very much.